There is something about time I found that I want to share with you. Between time and money, which one is more valuable? I want you to think critically about this question before you give me an answer. You might say money is more valuable because money can buy you whatever you want, right? Okay, that's correct. Now, but there is something about time that you usually use it to exchange for money, right? If you're an employee, what do you exchange for money? Time, right? Correct. Because you work a number of hours and you've been paid hourly, you know, or daily, or weekly, or monthly. It's being calculated in time, right? Now, it means that you exchange time for money. Now, if you exchange time for money, it means that what you're exchanging is probably more valuable than what you're getting. Do you understand my point? It means, okay, let's assume you want to sell a diamond. You have a piece of a diamond you want to sell. When you sell that diamond for a certain price, that diamond could worth more than that price you received, you sold it for. So it means that time has more value than money, right? Now, if time has more value than money, it means that money, you need to work for it, but time, you have it free. Time is freely given, but money is not freely given. Now, because we put more value in money than time, we misuse our time. Are you getting the analogy here? Because we put more value in cash, fiat currency, we underestimate the real value we have, which is time, in exchange for what the value depends on what it could buy. So, there is this country in Germany, there was a time that their money was worthless. So it literally means that if you had worked all your life and you were paid 1 billion, that it was worthless. You've wasted your time for in exchange for money. Now, that means that if money can be spent, also time can be spent. If money can be wasted, time can be wasted. Now, if you check it critically, you find that time is more valuable than money. Now, time is from the fourth dimension. We live in a 3D dimension, in the third dimension. And let me tell you what happens. We have first dimension, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so ongoing. Now, do you know that each dimension, each higher dimension sets the rule for the lower dimension? So the second dimension, or the second dimensional reality of existence, sets the rules for the first dimension, and the third dimension sets the rule for the second dimension, and the fourth dimension, which is time and space reality, is the fourth dimension, says the rules for the third dimension, which is the one we live right now. Now, have you realized that everything that exists on time? Everything. Your life is calculated based on time. Trees live based on time. The universe is being calculated based on time. We may say millions and billions of years. Now it means that there is something about time that is inexhaustible in the universe, but is limited for us because we live and die at a certain age. Now, because we live and die at a certain age, our time is limited, but it's freely given, but we do not value it. And because we do not value it, we exchange it for something that is worthless. Now, let me tell you something. Money is as valuable as what it could buy or what it can buy. If the money you have cannot buy beyond what it could, that you need to work more and exchange more time for to get money. Now, do you know there's a way you could invest time intensely to improve your life and you get both the money, both the time? This is eating your cake and also having it back. Now, they never told us that time was more than money. And because they never told us, we all assume that money is more valuable than time. That's a big lie. We live in the matrix, and the matrix is always telling us how we are supposed to live our lives. But if you live outside the matrix, if you live outside the matrix, you begin to see reality for what it is. That so many things that are freely given are more valuable than what we spend our lives going for. Love is freely given. The air you breathe is freely given. Time is freely given. Do you get my point? Now, if we begin to put more value on this inexhaustible, time is inexhaustible, love is inexhaustible. Even though after we are gone, we die and go, people will still remember us and still, and still, because of the love they had for us or they have for us, they will still remember us. So it's inexhaustible. Love, time, these are inexhaustible, valuable things that exist. But because we do not value it, we put less worth on them and put more value on something that is worthless. That money in your pocket, if I just put it a lighter, if I put a fire, it will burn. And that will be the end of the value you work for, how many, let's say for the whole 30 days. Now, but your time, if you invest it wisely, that's why, who do you invest your time with? What is the one only thing you invest your time in that will develop your life for the next 50, 30, 40, 20, 10 years? You have to find that one thing that if I invest my life in this thing, for the rest of my life, I'm set. Money does not buy happiness or does not give happiness. People say they better be rich than be poor. I don't have problem being rich. I don't have problem being happy. I want everybody to be happy. But what is the stake of being happy? Is it at the expense of your time? If the stake of your happiness is at the pedestal of your life, of your time, is an expensive currency. So when I found that time is more valuable than money, I started investing more time on myself, developing myself, because I'm the most valuable asset in the world. I am the most valuable asset in the world, because if I develop myself immensely and become the person I want to be, I can write the amount of check, I can demand what I want the world to pay me. If I develop my time, invest my time in myself, which is the most valuable asset we are freely given. Now, why is it that everybody has time? Everybody on earth has 24 hours. Every single person has 24 hours. Now, he said that a beggar buys being a beggar with time, and a billionaire buys being a billionaire with time. All of them has the same 24 hours. So these two people invested their times distinctively differently. So where are you investing your time? Remember, I told you that the higher dimension makes the rule for the lower dimension. The fourth dimension is time and space reality. Our reality is 3D. Now, if our reality is third dimension, it means that the fourth dimension, which is time and space reality, makes the rule for us. You cannot deny the existence of time in your reality. Never. If we pause time today, everybody will be hanging. So we cannot live without time in our reality. Now, but this time is freely given, but you think it's worthless because you have a lot of things that are messing your life up, distracting you from reality. They've told us that money is more valuable than time. That's a lie. Give me time and I'll hold the money. Over time, I will develop myself and I'll demand the amount I want you to pay me, and you'll write all the check on that money for me. Do you understand my point? Now they say when you give the poor, and if you take your money from the rich and give it all to the poor, within 5 years the rich will take all the money from the poor and more to themselves and become richer because they know what to do with their time. Now I'm not here to preach, or I'm not here to tell you what's not real. This is what I've proven, that time is freely given and it's given freely to all of us. And because it's freely given, we can maximize it. Remember, higher dimension makes the rule for lower dimension. The rule is all stacked in our favor because we are freely given time. What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? The year is about to end. This is 2025, November 10th. What are you doing with your life? My God, what are you doing with your life? I hope you invest your time wisely and use this opportunity to improve your life and become a better person. Until next time, I bounce.